Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first installment of BallBoys. Last week we were present, but I forgot to press record. But this week, Mike, I have good news and I have bad news. Good news is I pressed record this week. Bad news is we are still in our 20s trying to do a sports podcast and just waiting for it all to end.
Yeah.
I'm joined by Daniel Jones' only begotten son, Michael. Big
What's
Mike.
good?
My name is Jack, and we are BallBoys. All right. All right, what a fucking intro. All right, to start this off, let's get into some football, Big Mike.
All right. Let's do it.
All right, so we got a big week. We got a big week coming to us right now. So I want to start off with a little potential Super Bowl preview. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
We have Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills taking off Dan Campbell, mighty Dan Campbell, and the Detroit Lions, banging. Mike, who do you got in this one?
I'm going to take the Lions. I feel like as a whole team, they're just built better. I think they're coached better. Dan Campbell's obviously taken that team to a bottom 10 team in the league to top 3.
Yeah.
Probably top 1 to be honest right now.
No, I couldn't disagree more. I couldn't disagree more. I got Bills in this one. I think. Well, first of all, the only really, in my opinion, major injury on the Bills side right now is Rasul Douglas is out, and the Lions, their whole defense pulled a DeMar Hamlin. They are not playing at the moment, so. I got the Bills in this one. Speak of DeMar Hamlin playing pretty good right now.
Yeah.
At safety, so I can make that joke because he's alive. I got the Bills in this one. I think last week was good for the Bills losing to the Rams. Josh Allen still went Super Saiyan mode and didn't get the job done this time. I think there's just too many holes in the Lions defense. I think the Lions will probably be brought back down to earth. I think this would probably be a good one for the Lions to lose anyway. I love this matchup. I think it's going to be explosive. I bet the over.
Oh, hell
on points. Bet the over, whatever
I
they
think it's
set
like
it up.
54 and a half. Yeah.
Whatever they set it up, bet it over that. I don't think there's going to be much defense played in this one. I think the Lions might try to ground and pound the Bills' defense, but if it's not explosive, if they don't go ground and pound, they will go explosive. I think either way the Bills are going to go explosive. Yeah. I just don't see them. I think the Lions' run defense will probably be able to handle their own. I think the real threat is can you stop Josh Allen and the receivers?
Josh Allen's currently my MVP pick for this NFL season.
I did want to talk about that. Is that who you have for MVP?
Absolutely, yeah. I have him on my fantasy team, so I'm a little biased to it, but yeah, I had that 51 point.
Yeah, didn't you lose?
I lost.
Yeah, Michael Fiotto, the only man in the world to lose with Josh Allen on his team last week.
Fuck you, A.J. Brown. I'm just going to say that right
impressive.
now.
I had Jordan Addison drop 39.3, had him on the bench. So
nice.
That hurt, but I'm in the playoffs.
Well, I faced Justin Jefferson and Sam Darnold,
really?
So that didn't
really?
help. Yeah.
Did you make the playoffs?
I'm in the playoffs, yeah.
I'm in the playoffs now.
We can get into that too, because one of my league mates just crashed out on us in the group chat.
Really? Sick. Yeah, so I have the Bills in this one. Michael, you have the Lions. Yeah, I'm excited to see the Goff versus Allen because maybe I think if Josh Allen does throw up a stinker and Jared Goff goes for 6 tutties, which I think he possibly could.
Yeah.
I think the MVP narrative could switch. As weird as it is, I know it's not 100% Goff. I know that run game's nasty and everything, but I do think there's a chance that the MVP narrative switches from Josh Allen to Jared Goff potentially.
Yeah, and leading the so-called, in my opinion, at least, the best team in the NFL, especially one of the best offenses in the league, that does give you a little bit of a boost to be an MVP.
Especially, as much as I'd love to see Saquon get it, it's going to be a quarterback this year. Just because, he's having a great year, but it's going to be a quarterback this year.
He'll win Poi, but that'll be it.
Yeah, he'll win Poi, unless they do give it to Jameson Williams. All right, next game that we have the Steelers versus the Eagles. Mike, I have some news to report to you. Some key players out in this one. I don't know if you know this. George Pickens is not playing in this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, George Pickens is out. And Dallas Goedert is not playing for the Eagles, which is a big stinker. Big stinker for both of them. A couple key matchups. Eagles offensive line going to get, and Saquon going against that Steelers D line. What do you think about that, Big Mike?
Yeah, that'll be I think that's actually one of my other key matchups of this game, where we got to see what this defensive line can do against that, obviously, that potent run game that they have, and also see how, after the comments that were going around this week about the passing game, I want to see how Jalen Hurts kind of reacts to that.
What the FUCK was that, Mike? That was fucking crazy. Just AJ Brown just being like, they were like, so what do you think? He's like, passing. He didn't even say like the pass game. He's like passing. Like Jalen Hurts is like cross-eyed or something.
I mean, he's being honest.
That was hilarious. And did you see him kind of walk it back? He's like, no, I love him. I love that when they're like, no, I love him.
Yeah, they're just trying to cover it up a little bit after they clearly said it.
Brandon Graham talked about it, and they're like, no, I love him. But no, I think there's tension there. I think Sirianni at all times. I always have I always want to have my finger on the pulse of that team, and I feel like Sirianni does not.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of drama going on there. I did have the Steelers in this one originally, Mike, but I actually shifted back towards the Eagles because I just really, as much as I love the Steelers defense, I do think there's a way for them to win if they just completely shut out the Eagles offense. And it's just something, I just don't see them winning with George Pickens. I know that could be dramatic, but man, that deep ball and everything. I mean, we'll really get to see Mike Williams prove his worth this week.
Yeah, and Calvin Austin,
the run game. Motherfucking Van Jefferson.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to be able to see, those guys earn their paycheck. But I just really think without George Pickens, I mean, he's just so effective. I've never seen a player really shift the game like that. I have the Eagles now. I did have the Steelers.
Yeah, I also have the Eagles due to the fact that even if George Pickens was in this game, they do have one of the premier duos of corners in the NFL, and they're both rookies.
Yeah.
Which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous. I think also Eagles fans I know they're probably just holding their breath right now because they're on the somewhat of a fraudulent 9-game winning streak, playing like weak teams like the Bengals and all that.
My Giants,
the Giants, Bengals. I just think stuff like that is just they're ready because last year didn't they start off like 10-1?
Yeah, they always do this.
Crashed out. I want to see what crash out happens first, George Pickens or the Eagles team as a whole. And I think potentially, this week is a real candidate for it. But I think they might make it in the playoffs. But that's why, like we said last week, I did not press the record button for it. I have the Packers ahead of them in the NFC.
No, I do too.
I just think there's a lot of drama going on there. I just don't see it working out.
I also hate the Eagles, but we're not going to get
Big Mike is
that.
actually a Giants fan.
Sadly, yeah.
Yes.
We don't have to talk about that.
We don't have to talk about it. But we do have to talk about my favorite team next. We got the Colts and the Broncos.
All right.
A little playoff game taste.
The lower tier teams in the playoffs, but
I do believe that the Colts have a 10% chance of making the playoffs if they win, and they have
a 1% chance, maybe.
I mean, if they lose, sorry, a 10% chance if they lose, and a 66% chance.
Yeah, that helps. Well, yeah, because they're both the same record, so that'll really.
Yeah, Big Mike. A couple key missing players. Ashton Doolin and Braden Smith. Are out. Braden Smith, big anchor on the Colts offensive line. Been missing a lot of pieces lately. I believe Ryan Kelly's coming back. Mm-hmm. The rookies have kind of held their own, but at the same time, there's been, they've been up and down. I think there's a lot to develop there, but I think AR, this is your time to prove it.
Yeah.
I think this is when we find out if he's a franchise guy. All these, playing good against, the fucking, rushing a bunch against the Dolphins or beating the ass of the who are the fuck the team that we beat? Oh, the fucking Patriots. Very cool, fun story. But at the same time, now you got to prove it against this really good Broncos defense, who is only missing. They're still missing Riley Moss, the other white cornerback.
Yeah, the other cracker back in this league.
The other cracker back in the NFL. So right now, I think the Broncos defense, which is a problem because Levi Wallace on the Broncos, hot ass. He is. I mean, he's got swamp ass and he's steamy. He fucking sucks.
All right.
So I'm passionate. I think Riley Moss will be missed because I think Patrick Surtain is locked down and everything. And I think the defense, Nick Benito and all those guys, Zach Allen. I think they'll be able to generate some pressure. But I really think if Anthony Richardson is going to prove who he is, he will pick on Levi Ellis this game.
Yeah.
Really show that, I'm the guy. What do you think about this game, Mike?
Yeah, I've teetered back and forth with this one, trying to, the explosive offense of the Colts they've had flashes of being able to be explosive, especially when AR's right.
Yeah.
Because he's got that deep ball that can just take the top off any defense.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the Broncos defense is also, like we've said, it's top 2 maybe in this league. Obviously, the injury to Moss doesn't help.
Mm-hmm.
And the Colts receivers have been iffy this year.
Really, the tight end play has been horrible.
Yeah, I know.
The Alec Ogletree drop in the end zone.
Yeah.
Pissed me off, man. I was screaming.
Trust me, I know how that is.
Yeah.
I've dealt with this the whole season.
Dude, it hurts so bad. But I actually do have the Broncos in this matchup.
Yeah, I do too.
The Colts shielded. They protected AR from facing Flores and the Vikings defense, who would have just heated it up. I don't think Anthony Richardson is ready for this Broncos team, this Broncos defense. I think Bo Nix is playing very steady. I think he's a good player. I think the Broncos are just more than competent on offense. And I just if Bo Nix were to have a heat check game and potentially lock up Rookie of the Year to be against this really weak Colts defense, who really hasn't gotten it together. I think this is just a big week to find out who both teams are. But I think I know who they are, and I got the Broncos.
I've got the Broncos.
You have Broncos?
Yeah. Like you said, that Colts defense isn't very good, and obviously, like the Broncos, they've got Nix, who is, in my opinion, taking the lead in the Rookie of the Year race for offense.
Really? You have him?
I have him over Jaden Daniels.
Wow.
Actually, I'll take that back maybe because Brock Bowers, I kind of forgot for a second.
Yeah, so honestly,
that is very close. I'll say that.
You want to hear? I think you have to give it to Brock Bowers.
I'm with it.
I mean, when's the last time we've seen a player be his rookie year the best at his position? He's the best at his position.
Yeah, and I've seen a few things. I think he's very close to breaking the rookie receiving record for tight ends and the rookie yards record.
Really?
Which the yards record is Mike Ditka, which has been held since 1961.
Really? That's actually impressive.
Yeah, we've got 63 years of tight ends that have not broken that. There's no Travis Kelce on the list. There's no Tony Gonzalez.
That's very
insane.
Impressive. I think he's really good. I think he's going to be like a first-team All-Pro. I just can't see how you give it to anybody else.
No, there's no way.
A quarterback schmorterback, am I right?
Yeah, he's literally playing this level with no quarterback play. He's got Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew.
And the DoorDasher Desmond Ridder.
Oh my God, I forgot he was on the
DoorDasher Desmond Ridder.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, UC legend, by the way.
I forgot he goes here.
UC legend, by the way. Anyway, we got Chargers Buccaneers next.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Mike, key players we got out in this game. We're still missing our darling J.K. Dobbins in this game, which stabs me.
He's going to be out for the next 2 weeks, I think. So he's on IR.
And honestly, you could see how much they miss him. Gus Edwards,
absolutely. Not J.K. Dobbins.
Not J.K. Dobbins. And then, was it Vidal or whatever the fuck?
I don't even know.
I
kind of missed that game.
Their running game is just, it's hurting without both those
Justin
guys.
Herbert's maybe their best efficient runner at the moment.
Yeah, Justin Herbert's like their best runner. Their pass, McConkey's not 100% healthy coming into this one.
Yeah,
either.
that hurts him as well.
I think he's going to play. But the Buccaneers are missing Antoine Winfield.
That's huge.
Yeah, that is huge. I do think this is we find out who both teams really are in this game, because I think the Chargers are a dangerous playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Buccaneers could be a playoff team. If they win this one, they really earn their stripes.
Yeah, their division's not very strong either.
Their division's not very strong. The Falcons could be coming. I wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons rolled with Penix.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins has been horrendous.
Kirk Cousins has been hot ass.
He's been his touchdown to interception ratio in the last 4 games is 0 to 8.
It's disgusting, dude. It's
that's hot. That's hot, steamy ass.
That's
like
hot,
you said
steamy
earlier.
ass, dude. That's stink lines rolling from the ass right
Exactly.
there. No, he's been really bad, but I think, Mike, I have the Chargers in this one, actually. I am so worried, though, about the running game. I think their defense played really good against the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I actually did want to discuss about is how good they played against the Chiefs. Their defense held up against the Chiefs and everything. I'm going to be honest. I think there's a couple, holy shit they're in the Super Bowl teams.
Yeah.
Like, I think the Chargers could be a holy shit. How the fuck are they in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
game?
No, they absolutely could. I mean, they've got one of the better coaches in the league now. That really helps. He knows how to use that team. Obviously, he's been in the league before, but still, and he's led teams to the Super Bowl and won it.
Yeah.
Oh no, he lost it. Never mind.
Yeah.
There's twins. My bad.
It
was Bravo.
was Bravo.
No, but yeah, Justin Herbert really has proved himself these last few weeks. Obviously, the Ravens, they lost to the Ravens, but that they held it. They held their own. He had a few good drives there.
Honestly, they didn't even play good against the Cardinals, but they still managed to win that game. I think they've kind of proven that they just find ways to win games, not in like a Chiefs way where it was like they just find ways.
The devil magic,
yeah. But I think they just they find a way no matter what. And I think this defense is nasty. I think the culture is stupid. I think the run game. That's why I think once Dobbins comes back for the playoffs, I believe. Yeah. I think he will be coming back for the playoffs. I think that they could really be a nasty team.
Yeah, they'll be one of those sneaky wildcard teams for sure.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised, if they upset,
They could beat the Chiefs again. They were trying to beat the Chiefs.
The Chiefs in the playoffs. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they beat them or,
the Bills, maybe.
Steelers, if they match
Steelers.
up against the Steelers.
Oh, the Steelers might not.
If I'm a Steelers fan, I'm worried. I'm worried about that game.
The Steelers' offense, I feel like, isn't as strong as the rest of these teams in the playoff picture. So more like they're more just basing it off their defense.
Especially if Herbert, I mean, we really haven't seen him in the big moment other than that Jags meltdown and everything. So I really am interested in seeing him with, like, a pretty good supporting cast. I'm not necessarily talking wide receivers wise, but just a overall, like, good team. This is, like, probably one of the best teams he's played with. Actually, defense, coaching staff, and all that. I'm really interested. I think unlocking him in the playoffs, I mean, we could really find out some things.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I have the Chargers heading into this game. Big Mike, who do you have?
Yeah, I also have the Chargers. Baker Mayfield, I mean, obviously the key injury to Antoine Winfield's going to really hurt them on the defensive side.
Antoine Winfield out. I also think Sterling Shepard is a little banged up for this game. I just think there's a lot. I know there's a lot of variance that go against the Buccaneers in this game. Big Mike, right now, episode 1, who you got winning the Super Bowl?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm swinging. I come out I'm not pulling punches.
You are swinging. Fuck.
Yep, I'm not pulling punches.
I haven't really thought of this. So I think my matchup...
Of course you have.
Yeah, I haven't. My matchup is honestly... I hate to say this. I think the Chiefs make it just because they just find, like you said, they find a fucking way. Yeah. But out of the NFC, I think it's the Lions. I know that's the easy, boring pick. I get it. But at the same time, like... There's a chance Aiden Hutchinson comes back at some point later in this run.
They said potentially NFC Championship.
Yeah, so that'll help.
It would be nasty.
Hopefully they don't melt down in the NFC Championship. They won't before the 49ers can't be in it, so they can't do it to them.
Yeah.
But the Lions are clearly a top 3 offense in this league, and they can just.
Holy shit! Can we talk about the fucking 49ers?
Yeah, the meltdown.
Yeah.
Devondre Campbell.
Oh wow, dude. Yeah, Devondre Campbell. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, I don't know. He just decided that he was like...
Yeah, that was awesome. Him being... I want to do that for the rest of my life.
Oh, yeah, just do it in random situations.
All the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like fatherhood, my job. I just want to be like, nah, I'm done. I just want to start doing that more in my life. I want to implement that. Yeah, no. I mean, they're just a mess. And I honestly, I'm about to say some forbidden phrases, but I think Kyle Shanahan...
Hot seat?
No, he's not a hot seat, but he's got a little bit of a culture problem. I think he's got a little bit of a
don't disagree.
Problem. Yeah, I think he seems like me talking to like the Taco Bell drive-thru when he's in interviews. Like, he just wanted to leave. He was just done. He wanted to leave. It's like me talking to like like that let's break up conversation when you're just like, okay, that sounds good. That's him talking to the media after games. It's really really depressing. Just watch him. He seems very checked out. Deebo Samuel is just the whole time is like,
not getting the ball.
I need to get the fucking ball. And then he gets the ball. He's like, man, I need to stop dropping the fucking ball. It's very interesting. They're an odd team. And I 100% will die on the hill that paying Brock Purdy's a mistake. I don't care.
No, it is. I
think he is definitely an above average quarterback. Paying him with all those players, I mean... This is a team that made it to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. I just think, they'll find a way. Just don't draft fucking Trey Lance again. That's all you have to do.
Or develop him instead of just trading him off because you found a third stringer that actually works.
Yeah. I just think I think paying Brock Purdy $60 million a season is a big mistake. I don't know how I feel about that.
No, absolutely. There's also other mistakes that teams have made with those quarterback situations. I don't want to. I know it's a random call out, but Trevor Lawrence, I feel like he's getting overpaid as well.
Ooh, yeah.
There's no way he should be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. So, we could talk about this real quick. Trevor Lawrence, is he the highest paid right now?
I think so.
I think Jordan Love beat him out, or is he the?
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah. But either way, I think
second highest.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
second highest.
Really
highest
shouldn't.
paid. I am a Colts fan and I fucking hate the Jags, but I do have an opinion. I think Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying $60 million.
Yeah,
Obviously, the market's changed from like when Mahomes got his extension and Goff, I think, just got his actually.
Yeah.
But some of these older guys that have been with their teams for a while, but he just I don't know, just doesn't deserve that money to me. But I'm a Giants fan, so I can't really say anything because we're paying Daniel Jones still.
So here's my take on the Jaguars. As a Colts fan, I am worried because this season, horrible coaching.
Yeah, that's
plagued by injuries.
That's true.
Horrible. Brian Thomas has looked good.
He has been very good.
Trevor Lawrence, below average play for him this season.
Yeah, but again, you're right.
But here's what's going to happen. They're going to have good draft position, which we've seen can change teams.
Yeah. They could end up with Travis Hunter possibly.
They could end up with Travis Hunter on a team that 2 years ago was in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I do think they'll have new coaching next year. I am
Hopefully.
worried as a Colts fan that they'll just come back and return to dominance. Because, the Texans, it's open still, I think.
Oh, it is.
I don't think the Texans...
Except the Titans.
Yeah, except for the Titans. Who knows? Man, they could get Sam Darnold and they would just be bad.
Well, Will Levis hasn't been terrible.
He hasn't been terrible. I
think
think he's been good enough for them to be like, let's get BPA.
Let's work with it, yeah.
Let's do BPA in the draft and see if this guy... have you seen his sex tape?
Why the...
Yeah, so anyway, we can talk about college football now. Big Mike, we have to talk about the GT versus Hunter debate.
Oh, the Heisman?
Yeah.
It's Cam Ward. No, I'm kidding.
It is. It's actually that one old fuck on Oregon.
Dylan Gabriel?
Dylan Gabriel, yeah.
Come on, you don't know his name?
Yeah, I tried. Who do you have in this one, Mike?
GT for Heisman.
You have GT for Heisman?
GT, absolutely. If he hadn't been sitting in some of these games that he's putting up 200, 170, these absurd numbers rushing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can say the competition. I don't really care. Travis Hunter's competition is not very great either, if I'm being honest.
No, I don't think Travis Hunter's playing the best of the best. I think it is so impressive. I think it's a toss up. But if I had to lean one way, I would say Travis Hunter, just because of how good he has been able to be on both ends. People were like, oh, he's not the best cornerback. Oh, he's not the best wide receiver. Okay, then give him second best at both, which is ridiculous. I think he's so good. I just think, if we're rewarding the most outstanding player, which the Heisman is, he's the most outstanding player in my opinion.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
but
we haven't.
Ashton Jeanty, beautiful body.
You said you wanted to be built like him.
I want to be built like him. I want his chest. He's got a amazing body. I'm not scared to say it.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
what I'm saying is, he's playing at a level we've never seen because Barry Sanders was before us, but Barry Sanders did this in Oklahoma State in I think it was 87. Mm-hmm. These numbers, like I said, if he hadn't sat in the second half of some of these games, he would have blown that record out of the water.
Yeah, it's impressive. I saw an interview here. He's like, the whole defense, their game plan was to stop me, and they still couldn't.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
impressive.
And he's not wrong.
I would say the same thing was with Travis Hunter.
I don't know. They've got other weapons on the team.
They do have other weapons.
And he has a quarterback that's actually he's got the second best quarterback in the country.
He does have a good pocket passing quarterback.
Yeah.
Which wasn't a shot at all.
No.
Mike, do you want to lead us on some college football talk?
Let's go. Even though we already started, but let's go.
Yeah, we started, but let's talk about this college football playoffs.
All right. So we've got. If I'm remembering.
Pull up notes. You don't have to do this off the dome.
Yeah.
This isn't.
I was trying my hardest.
This isn't.
We got Clemson versus Texas.
Clemson versus Texas.
I think that's next week.
Mike, I hate to be a lame, but I'm pretty excited for this one.
Oh, I am too. I don't know if it'll be that close. But then again, Texas hasn't played the greatest like this season in general, to be honest. They should have been a really good team. I think Arch would have led them better, if I'm being honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
But, Quinn Ewers, he's made some bonehead plays. And, I watched the SEC Championship, and he just kind of, there's times where he just threw the game away, kind of. He just make a dumb decision, and Georgia's obviously a scary team. You can't really make those mistakes and get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Clemson could take advantage of that, but at the same time, Clemson's just, kind of a tier below the rest of these teams. I think
I agree with that. I think Dabo Swinney is an overall good coach. I think he does have the bozo gene.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the "don't look what I did" aspect to him. So I don't think he'll. I just don't see him getting past the first round of college.
No, I don't know, especially Texas, because that their defense is disgusting. That's one of the greater defenses in college football. And then again, Cade Klubnik, he shows flashes of being great, a very good quarterback, but then you come in, and even if Quinn Ewers is struggling, Arch Manning, here you go, who can also run the ball.
Which is, honestly, I do think is one of the reasons why Quinn Ewers has been struggling so much. Is their willingness to pull him.
Yeah.
Which I disagree with.
I don't know if you've seen the news that apparently he's weighing offers.
Oh, he's going to leave.
Yeah, I would do it in.
He's going to Oregon.
Oh, that's who it was. I was thinking about this earlier. It's Oregon, Ohio State, and Indiana.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to go to Ohio State because...
He might.
He
was there.
He was there. He could, I guess. I don't know.
It also depends, if he... he's not declared. I don't think he's going to declare for the draft. His draft stock's fallen way... He's probably a second-round pick at this point.
I think it'd be smart for him to stay back.
I think him and Jalen Monroe should do that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I don't think Milroe's going to declare.
I don't think...
I think Milroe should transfer, though.
Yeah, maybe. I mean...
I'll go fuck myself. I'm sorry.
No, I don't know. I'm just...
No, I'll go fuck myself.
I don't know. Where would he go?
Big Mike. What?
Where would he go?
Colorado. I don't know.
I think they just recruited the 5-star.
They did? Really?
I think so. It's very popular now. Dion's got that place.
Everyone, real quick, I want to interrupt this podcast. I have cuts on my knuckles because I've been boxing. So.
That is a sport, so that helps, I guess.
So, if anybody thinks I'm strong or anything, thank you. All right, so one game I want to talk about with my little college football knowledge, I'm excited for this Ohio State-Tennessee game.
I am too.
You big Mike.
I am very excited for that game. I'm not a fan of either, so my team's knocked out. We're not good.
Hey, the motherfucking shoe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this game could be very close, if I'm being honest with you.
Really?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah, because Ohio State, I don't like Ryan Day. I'm just going to go and say.
Yeah. What a fucking controversial take, Mike.
I don't.
Way to stand alone on that one. No one fucking likes him.
I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying, I think when it comes down to playoff situations, we've seen in the last few years where his teams just, collapse.
Talk about Bozo Gene.
That's it.
Whoa. The reason why he stuck around, apparently I heard he's the best recruit ever. The players love him and everything.
They're not wrong. I mean, he's recruited great players.
He was the offensive guru or whatever of the team. I just don't think... One thing about the head coaching position is you have to be a leader of men. I think he's everything but that.
Yeah.
And I just don't think he is able to...
Especially college kids. It's just not it's not easy to lead them anyway. Mm-hmm. So if you want to, develop a school that's going to be successful and win championships, you've got to be able to teach those kids.
I think it would be best for the program for Ohio State to lose first round and...
Wake them up a little bit.
Well, Ohio State to lose and just fire Day.
Yeah.
What position... Because I think obviously we know the best move is to fire Day. What if they just win the fucking national championship?
Then don't fire him.
You can't fire Day.
No, you can't.
And then you're just shitty because he has leeway after that,
Yeah, he's be like, well, I just won,
I just rattled off 300 wins.
Yeah.
In the college football playoff.
Yeah, I mean
All right.
Here we go.
We are back. That was a quick break. Our camera shut off. Yeah, we're good.
Okay,
we're rolling, baby.
All right.
So we were talking about some college football players, and actually that's fine because I really wanted to tell you to shut the fuck up, Mike, because you were rambling, and I wanted to talk about Bill Belichick going to North Carolina.
Oh, what the?
What do you think about that, Big Mike? What do you think about that one, Big Mike?
It's an interesting thing to see. I mean, I don't know. Like I can't picture him like recruiting teenagers. Like it's weird.
No, imagine a Bill Belichick's autistic ass coming into your living room being like, "Yeah, give me your boy."
Yeah, I mean, like
Imagine
it's
being
just
a
like
parent and Bill Belichick's.
I mean, he's like Nick Saban.
Yeah, I mean he is, but I don't know. Dude, did you see his? I don't know if you saw the interview. Did you see what he said? He literally just has zero personality. He was like, he was like, my first words as a baby were, beat Duke, and it was just awkward as fuck. And then like people laughed. He's like, I was like, ugh, yuck. I would not let him around my kids.
He's got 6 championships.
He
though.
does.
But he's got a few. He's got a few more actually.
That does give him the pass.
He does, yeah. He's
he's
a strange man, but he knows football.
One thing I do think I might be in the minority here. I think it's gonna work out.
No, I do too. I mean,
I think his whole pitch. I don't know if you saw his pitch. His pitch is like, I'm gonna train young men how to be in the NFL. I think that will be effective.
Yeah.
No matter how fucking weird he is, and no matter how much of like a fucking hard ass and curmudgeon he is, I do think that whole pitch of like, you know, the John Calipari style, like I'm only here, like we're gonna win, but I'm also like, I'm here to get you to the NFL. Like, don't fuck around. Like, I do think, you know, a lot of the players he's gonna be recruiting weren't even like born when he won his first Super Bowl, which is like interesting. But at the same time, I do think, you know, his name holds weight. Obviously,
yeah.
I think if you're a kid, you're gonna be like, oh, like this guy's gonna take me to the NFL. I think it's gonna work out.
Yeah, it'll definitely. Like I said, he kind of reminds me of Nick Saban, where it'll be like, you know, his personality. He's not like, you know, out there. He's kind of not. Mm-hmm. He's very just like kind of strict or seems strict at least. Obviously, I've never been in those situations, but you know, he's kind of like a curmudgeon and stuff like that. But he is obviously one of the more successful coaches in NFL history, and I feel like that definitely will hold weight. Like especially with kids this age and seeing the success, even. Because it lasted so long, like the 20, 25 years that he was in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like I've seen it, everyone's seen it. Like it'll definitely help with the recruiting and.
The big question is does he bring his weird ass son with him?
I think that was part of the plan. Was after him, Steven, I think is his name.
Yeah, Steve.
He's
Belichick.
he gets the head coaching job.
Are you dead ass?
I'm serious. That's part of the contract.
That is very funny.
It's funny that you thought of that because that's actually
that was like a joke.
It's the contract.
Okay. Well, Big Mike, I do have a question for you. We're a couple days late, but I do want to talk about that Warriors-Rockets game.
Yeah.
Mike, take it away on that one.
Let's go. All right, so the Rockets barely just squeaked out a win against the Warriors on, was it Wednesday? I forget.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'm ecstatic. I know it's the NBA Cup. I know it's not like the championship, but this is the first meaningful.
It felt like a playoff game though.
Oh yeah, I watched first to literally start to end that game. I was at work watching that, and I was like, that felt electric. Like it was the first meaningful win in Rockets, in like 5 years for the Rockets. Like ever since the meltdown in Game 7 of the 2018 Western Conference Finals, like. That's the first game where it was just like the rebuild seems like it's actually finally paying off, and we've beat a team that we haven't beaten the last 15 games that we've played.
I think on it told a lot on both sides. I think the Rockets, we haven't seen them on a huge stage, but this is about as
the
big
biggest one. Yeah,
the biggest one they've seen, and they played great.
Yeah.
I think the Warriors have a lot of internal problems.
Yeah.
I think Podziemski, whatever the
Podziemski
or whatever the fuck. He's drama. He's drama.
Oh yeah, did you see the end of the game?
Yeah. He was just like fucking shitting his pants and everything. Yeah, that was insane. I think the Warriors have a lot of problems. I actually, and I think the Rockets, they are super fun. I think they're dangerous. I think, is it Tari Eason?
Yeah, I love him.
And
Amen
Thompson. Those guys are nasty.
I love them.
I think you guys are literally just lacking a 1A alpha.
Honestly,
I don't know if that's a problem. I don't know.
I don't think it is.
I do think the whole Van Vliet let me take over could be a problem.
All it is, I'm watching it dated like every game. Sometimes he just takes over and he'll score 30 or he'll score 4, and I'm like, what the?
It's very interesting. So I actually have some trades I want to roll past you, Big Mike, but I do think this team, I think the Rockets should just wait it out and see how this team does in the playoffs. Kind of like how Oklahoma City did last year. Like, they're like, oh, I know we could have traded, but let's just evaluation
Yeah,
year.
they kind of just stuck with it.
Evaluation year with, like, you guys have, two of, like, probably, like, the future, like, best defensive backcourt, and
yeah.
I think I would stick with what you have, but I do have I do think there is one piece that you guys could really capitalize on. Mike, as a Rockets fan, can I offer you some trades?
If you throw Jimmy Butler in this, I'm not going to be happy.
No. But you should. Okay, but anyway.
I'm not going to get on that.
Anyway, I think you guys right now, not right now, but between the next season, let's just pretend that we're in the trade deadline, okay? And the Rockets do want to get interesting, okay, Big Mike? All right. May I offer you Dorian Finney-Smith, New York's first rounder this year, and Milwaukee's first rounder this year for Jabari Smith. Works out in the trade machine. What do you think about that?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Jabari, I feel like you're only moving him and some of these other guys that are like they're all young, but on the younger side, he's only 21. Like, you don't want to just flip him. Yeah. Honestly, defensively, he's about the same as Finney-Smith, maybe
awesome.
better.
He's awesome. I just think Finney-Smith is a veteran. So one thing I will say, I think Jabari Smith is more valuable somewhere else than he is to you guys. He almost feels like, this potential feels untapped. I think he's a great player. I think he could, I think he won't even touch his ceiling on the Rockets, in my opinion.
I don't know. I mean, that team's just so deep that it's hard to.
You say no. The 2 firsts and
those firsts are not valuable to me.
Ooh, okay,
those are not.
Okay. No,
those are 2 playoff teams. They're not going to be good.
Okay.
Those not
okay. I have another one. This one's a little bit more interesting. Jonas Valanciunas.
Okay.
2026 round 1 Phoenix pick, which you don't know.
Yeah, they're a decent team too. So it could be.
And then a 2028 first rounder. I think it's the second best of Phoenix, Brooklyn, and Philadelphia.
Okay.
For Jabari Smith.
I don't think I'm touching that one either.
You're not touching that one?
No,
good picks.
Those could be good picks, and also, again, Jonas Valanciunas is like 34. I'm not trading like I said with the other one. Jabari is at least I feel he's a keystone part of this like rebuild. He's definitely been one of the better. Obviously, he's only in his 3rd year now, but like he's showing signs of improvement yearly. That he's a very good defender. He can defend at least 2 through 5 on the anybody really, and then he's a strong rebounder. Obviously, he doesn't put up crazy rebound numbers, but he is skinny. He's like 6'10". He's like 210 pounds maybe, but. Then again, that's what Alperen Sengun's for. He's a center. He's the bigger body. He's there. And he's more in the paint. Or Jabari's more on the outside, maybe in the mid-range, trying to, post up. But other than that, I would not – I understand the backup center thing because they do need that. That's one of the weaker things. Like, Steven Adams kind of been underplaying to me at least. And Jack Landale, he's iffy. Like, he'll play great. He's a pretty good shooter for a big. But other than that, he's just kind of like – he'll make some dumb plays, and I'm just like...
Can I hit you with one that you're either going to love or it's going to really piss you off?
All right, do it.
So I have you guys trading Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith, and Jock Landale for a 2028 Heat first-rounder and Jimmy Butler.
You said...
I lied. I wanted a reaction from you.
I can't, no. Dude. I'm not sold on the Jimmy Butler thing.
You're not sold. Okay, so can I pretend I am the Heat and I'm in the I'm really sad that you said no, and I'm trying to convince you. Okay, you guys could potentially be in a win now situation, but you guys do not have a win now scorer. You guys don't have a late game guy that's been there. You don't have someone who is an alpha. Which, say what you want about Jimmy Butler, he's an alpha.
Oh yeah, he is.
And it's just like. And when it comes time to get a bucket, he's gonna get you a bucket.
Yeah,
and you guys don't really have that. You cannot convince me that Fred VanVleet is.
No, he's not. I don't think he is.
You cannot convince me that Jalen Green is that or ever will be that. And I don't think Jabari Smith is that yet. I think he could be eventually. I just don't think he is yet.
Yeah, I think
I think right now you pair Tari Eason, Amen Thompson, Şengün and Jimmy Butler together, that is a team that I could see making the finals. Realistically, I don't think there's a ceiling on that team.
No, I don't think there's either. But my issue is that going forward, you're kind of just bailing out on the future. Like, partially. Yeah. Obviously, you're not losing everybody on the big part. Like, Jabari is one of the, I don't want to say this in a mean way, but he's one of the lower, like, guys on this rebuild that he's been maybe underperforming to some people's standards, but he's also very young.
He just has a very specific role on this.
Yeah, team. And he's very, like I said, he's very young. He's 21 years old. Like, some of these guys, like Tari's 24. He's only been in the league for 2 full years now, I guess. Yeah. Like, there's room for improvement for him. And it's the same with Jalen Green. Like, obviously, he already got an extension, but he's 23.
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely room. And obviously, I don't think their intention this year was to even go this far. They just took him this far. And
I think this is an evaluation year. I just think it's a fun opportunity. You know, we knew that there was a possibility that Jimmy Butler would be available with the contract situation and all the drama.
And I definitely think he is.
With all the drama with Pat Riley. I don't know if they'll be able to move him.
He's hard. That contract is not easy.
And, like, having to get an extension, I just do think, man, like, if Houston's like, let's win a fucking championship, I think Jimmy Butler is a good move for that.
Yeah.
And one more. This is not as exciting. That was like the real stop the presses ass trade. This one, I think you'll like this one.
Okay.
This one is to really push into your identity and also some value to it. So Jabari Smith and Cam Whitmore. Okay. Who Cam Whitmore? I really like. He's buried on your bench a little bit.
Yeah, he's just not playing.
I think he's a great player. I think other teams will value him a lot, and that's kind of baked into the price for this trade. Okay, Herbert Jones.
Okay.
Who, as a Pacers fan, I want so fucking bad.
I
love Herbert Jones. Herbert Jones is great. I got a 2025 Milwaukee first rounder, which might not be a great pick, but then also I have the Pelicans 2028 first rounder, top 3 protected.
That one moves me a little more.
That one moves you because, I mean, that literally could be pick 4.
Yeah.
So think about that, along with Herbert Jones, who say this team does develop the 1A scorer, or say they don't. Herbert Jones is a great piece to add to that defense.
Yeah,
he's like, you guys are looking at like a Thunder level defense, looking at something like the Timberwolves last year.
Yeah,
like just something that teams can't fucking score on.
Yeah, because there's 3 guys on that lineup that can guard
Herbert
1 through
Jones,
5.
Tari Eason and Amin Thompson. On top with Şengün, who
he's improved a lot defensively.
Improved a lot. He has length and everything. I think it's a very interesting team. Yeah, and then now I have never mind. It was a joke that has been suspended. Okay, I want to talk about a ceiling move for the Warriors right now because like I said earlier, the Warriors do have problems.
Oh yeah, they do.
Like I said earlier, Jimmy Butler's on the table, for a lot of teams. Now, I haven't done the trade machine with this one. I don't know if you're the Warriors front office right now and you look at Stephen Curry, age 36. You look at Draymond Green, who already has gray hair. Probably gray pubes if I had to guess somewhere. I would be tempted to make a move. I think Kuminga is a piece.
Yeah.
I think Pods could, as much drama as he is, he's a player.
Pods, Wiggins, Moody.
Yeah, there's
Kuminga. Those are my 4.
I think most teams will probably stay away from Wiggins.
It's just really that would only be to move the money.
Yeah.
Like you can't just not trade Wiggins.
If you're the Warriors, how interested are you in Jimmy Butler?
I'd be fairly interested. They've had injuries. Their defense specifically has taken a lot of it's fallen back a little bit because the torn ACL of DeAnthony Melton does not help whatsoever.
Yeah, that hurts so
That was
bad.
a key move for their offseason, and it just went down the drain very quickly, and now their defense is definitely suffering. Like Steph Curry, he's 36.
Yeah.
He never was a great defender.
Yeah.
And now he's kind of on the age where he gets hurt a little more. His ankles have always been an issue. But now he's not going to lock up a lot of point guards. Healed, he's not a defender whatsoever. He's just a shooter, really. Yeah. Wiggins, he's a decent defender, but then I don't know. He doesn't move me like Jimmy Butler does.
Here's my argument for it. Here's my argument against it. Okay, so I think you have my argument for it. You have 1 to 2 years of this Curry, in my opinion. Jimmy Butler will provide you that. He'll play this year. You give him the extension. You deal with everything after.
Yeah.
You have a generational player who can, tie himself with Kobe, rings wise,
Yeah.
I think you just do it. You owe it to him. Let him finish his career a Golden State Warrior. Get Jimmy Butler. Figure out everything after.
Yeah.
Argument against it. I don't know how good Jimmy Butler's going to be on defense at his older age.
He is also older, yeah.
Obviously, Steph Curry. And then Draymond Green,
he's definitely one of the better defenders.
He's one of the better defenders, but also, okay, you think this year and next, how much better is he going to be? Because, this move, I think the West is more open than we thought. Probably.
Yeah, it's very stacked.
Yeah,
too.
It's stacked, but I think the Warriors have a better chance than we thought this year. So you have this year, and then next year is kind of okay, this move has to work.
Yeah.
How good will everybody be next year?
I don't.
It's a risk I think that you do take. I would be 100% for it if they did.
Yeah, I'd be considering it at least if I was the Warriors GM. But the issue is that again, you don't want to. With the Rockets, you also don't want to sell out your future.
Yeah.
There's no commitment that him being a piece that you get is just going to take you over the top.
Yeah.
There's still the Thunder, the Rockets, like we said.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the Timberwolves shown flashes of being good. I mean, there's a lot of teams in the West that can take it.
I think there's more drama in the West this year than we expected.
Yeah.
Who knew the Nuggets and the Timberwolves were going to suck? But the fucking Grizzlies would be third. Who knew?
Yeah, that's
who knew that
it's
would
wild.
happen? I think the Warriors need to play in okay, there's a lot of parity this year. We need to. This is our opportunity. You passed on Markkanen.
I don't know why they did that.
I don't know why they did that either. But now this is kind of I feel like this is okay. You can't commit to this team.
Yeah.
I think passing on Markkanen was a move. Maybe they were there'll be something later. This is later, and now you have Jimmy Butler, who I do think. Say what you want about him. Obviously he's gonna fucking half-ass the regular season. Come playoff time, it's gonna be nasty with that team.
Yeah, playoff Jimmy.
Yeah, playoff Jimmy's gonna kick in. Mike, another thing I want to talk about. We've been on an absolute roller coaster ride this season with the LA Lakers, LeBron, JJ Redick, and everything.
He might be a Warriors trade target. LeBron.
Yeah, so actually, literally is in Warriors trade talk. Mike, unpretzel my brain with all this. What do you think about this Lakers situation?
I don't know. It's kind of. I'm with you. I'm honestly I'm kind of confused. Obviously they have these two superstar top 10 players in the league, right? Mm-hmm. But then the depth behind them. This has been an issue with Rob Pelinka the whole time he's been their GM. Yeah. He's not been able to successfully build a full basketball team.
Yeah.
There's always
But he drafted Bronny James this season. What are you talking about?
Hold on. No, but
I'm gonna let you finish, but
yeah, but no, but you can't go into a playoff series and expect me to be scared of D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, and whoever. Dalton Connect's been a pretty good trade or draft piece, but other than that, I'm not really moved by the rest of that team.
Yeah, I think.
And LeBron's 40 almost, so that doesn't help.
What also complicates things? You have to move Bronny with LeBron. You actually have to. The team has to take Bronny.
I saw that, yeah.
I just think. You're kind of in no man's land right now. It's very weird. I have no idea. But, think about the Warriors. Okay, you get LeBron, but, LeBron doesn't play defense anymore.
Yeah, he's also, again, you're selling your future up for a 40-year-old.
Yeah, he's just done playing defense. I mean, what does LeBron, fetch you now?
I mean, he's a great playmaker with that size. He's very good.
No, I'm just talking about in a trade.
Oh, in a trade?
Yeah. Say right now, Mike... I was you have gun to your head. You have to. You're the Rockets. You have to get LeBron in a trade. What are you giving up?
See, this is where Jabari works for me.
You would give up Jabari for LeBron?
Dylan Brooks is gone in this. I'll say that.
Okay.
To just even money out, maybe even Fred VanVleet because they need a point guard.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean,
I didn't think he was fetching that much.
I don't know. Because he'd be their 1A that you were talking about earlier. He'd be that guy.
Yes, he would.
And he's still, like I said, he's a top 10 player in the NBA. There were conversations earlier about Giannis getting traded to the Rockets. Obviously he's a little younger, but these moves are once in a lifetime that you can be able to actually have the opportunity to make that move. Mm-hmm. And if that came across Raphael Stone's desk, it's the Rockets GM, mm-hmm. I don't know if he wouldn't entertain Jabari Smith at all.
So I'm the Lakers. I've mortgaged everything, to get LeBron one more ring. I've traded so many picks. I've done the whole fucking Austin Reeves extension, who has to be in whatever trade you do.
Yeah.
If you're gonna trade, he has to be in it because
Or D'Lo.
His contract's so good. D'Lo, all that stuff. I just don't see a way out of this.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
I think he finished his career as a Laker, if I'm being honest.
He finished his career as a Laker. We do farewell tour style, and the Pelinka gets fired, and then we look into, okay, how can the Lakers get back to being a playoff team the rest of the 2020s?
I don't know if they can. I
don't think they can either, but I mean that'd be the mission.
Yeah, that'd be the goal.
They've mortgaged everything for
him and AD.
for them to win that summer camp tournament during COVID.
Don't do
that.
that
Fake ass ring.
Don't do that. Every team had the same chance.
Fake ass summer camp ring. What did was it Lou Williams that said they stopped trying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we knew that shit was dumb.
The Clippers, I can't even take them seriously, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, you've invested so much into him, AD, this D'Lo experiment that I don't understand.
Yeah.
And they've.
I like how in the beginning of the season they're like, we don't want to trade him. He's so good. We love him.
Yeah, and
basically
then,
just being like,
And then Lakers social media, like Lakers Twitter, is just like, please fucking trade him.
They're like, no, we don't want to. Wink, wink.
Anybody want him?
D'Angelo Russell's untouchable. Wink, wink.
Yeah, like, oh, you want
such a weird situation.
What I would do is I'd go trade for Dennis Schroeder.
But did you see what they said? They said
they want a first.
The Nets are looking for a first.
I don't even know if the Lakers have any.
That can't be. I think they have like the 2028 or something, which will be a valuable pick probably.
Yeah, definitely.
And I know LeBron wants that traded. No fucking way can you get me to trade that 2028 pick. 2028 is probably a first round. It's probably like the first pick.
It's a lottery pick at least, yeah.
Yeah, like for sure. I think, I think Pelinka has, really backed himself into a corner. If he wants any illusion that he's going to be here long term, he keeps that 2028 pick or whatever. It might be 2029 or.
Yeah, and you might have to, especially if you don't trade LeBron and he just retires with you, you might just have to start a rebuild and just work trade AD. You might have to just start.
That's the thing. I mean,
he's up there now.
I think AD fetches a decent amount. In a
trade definitely.
Right
he's
now.
What's he, 31?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about, jump starting a rebuild, I think that's who you trade.
Yeah.
But like LeBron, the whole situation. I mean, if I'm the Warriors, first of all, how do I get LeBron? Second of all, do I want to get LeBron?
I mean, everyone wants LeBron.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I mean, drama goes everywhere he's at. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Do you think Buddy Hield would be excited to be the fall guy for LeBron James?
I don't know if Buddy Hield really has much of a choice with the Warriors. He's not that.
How excited are you every day to show up to work being like, give it 2 or 3 fucking weeks, Twitter's going to have my head on a stick.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just, just morale's just always weird. He always, he'll tweet an eyeball emoji next week.
I don't even know if it's his fault, though. It's just the fact that he's such a monster in the NBA.
Like someone's the fall guy always, you know?
D'Lo.
That's why like Kyle Kuzma, they were like, do you want to leave the Wizards? He's like, no, I just want to be average on the Wizards the rest of my life, please. Yeah. I never want to be the.
Didn't he sign an extension with them or something?
Yeah, no, they did an extension with him. I just want to have sex with as many models as possible and be on the Wizards
and dress weird. Yeah,
and dress weird. That's his. Yeah. That's his position. Mike, it's come time to the end of this podcast, but I also want to give you a little special opportunity to talk baseball. We have a lot of baseball to talk about. A lot of shit happened. As you can see,
I'm very excited.
Everyone not noticing, I wore Kawhi Leonard's San Diego State jersey, the infancy of his career, and you might say that we're in the infancy of our podcast.
Yeah.
So, good job, Jackson. Mike, take it away.
Juan Soto. That's all I want to talk about. That's really all I want to talk about. There's other moves.
Look at the camera, Big Mike.
I'll get
Talk your shit.
All right. Juan Soto has obviously, if you don't know now, he's a Met. Mm-hmm. He signed a 15-year, $765 million deal, which is fucking insane. The biggest contract in pro sports history. And there's elevators in that contract, or escalators, sorry, whatever the word is, to make that contract go up to $805 million.
Yeah, what is it to increase the salary to $55 million a year?
Yeah, there's an opt out after the 5th year of that contract, but if the Mets want to void that opt out, his salary goes up to 55 from 51.
I have 2 questions for you. Are you more happy to have Juan Soto, or are you more happy to say fuck you to the Yankees?
Yes. That's really my answer.
There we go.
Because I obviously, like, I've grown up around Yankees fans, and it's just, in my opinion, the most annoying fan base in baseball. But sports, if I'm being honest.
I've been seeing you on Twitter. I'm
fucking annoyed with
I've been seeing you throwing shots.
Yeah, I throw shots.
I've seen Big Mike throwing some shots.
Those people they don't. Some of them, I'm not going to say all of them. I'm not going to classify all of them. But some of them just don't think and don't watch baseball. They just kind of like go into it like, oh, I'm a Yankees fan, but I don't watch anything, so I'm just going to complain or be happy when they win. Like, it's kind of just, I hate it. Like, it's just fake fandom. Me, I'm a Mets fan. I've grown up a Mets fan. And I've only known agony as a baseball fan. Like, it's just been 21 years of pain for me. So, like, seeing this and especially ripping it from the Yankees, who have been obviously a very successful franchise. They've got 27 rings. Obviously, if you fucking haven't heard it, because they constantly say it. Yeah. But it's just very nice to take him from the Yankees. Like, it's just, I don't even know. I don't want to get too amped up about it, but it's just crazy.
So when do you think you win this World Series?
There's still moves to be made with the Mets. Like, they need pitching a little bit.
They were fun last season.
They were very fun last year. And that was, obviously, they didn't win the World Series, but it was one of the funner years I've seen.
Fun is not a word, but...
More fun years I've seen.
No,
Sorry.
I'm sorry. That was a joke, Mike.
No, I do that to people, too. That's fine. But I'm very excited with this move. It's a pendulum swinging move. Like, this... The Dodgers got Ohtani last year. This really is kind of like that same. He's not the same level of player, but it's pretty close.
Cultural movement.
Yes, this again taking him from the Yankees moves that city into.
You were under oath, and there's a camera. Did you shed any tears?
No, I just yelled a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't cry.
You didn't cry? Okay.
I don't know how, but I didn't.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, I held it together.
Never show emotion. Any other baseball signings you want to talk about, Big Mike?
Yeah. Max Fried to the Yankees. They kind of rebounded and got one of the better pitchers in the MLB. Well, on the free agency market at least, to a 7-year, $218 million deal, which some people might say is an overpay because he's not the healthiest. He has elbow issues a lot. But this move could be, it's a rebound. It's not obviously a huge rebound. You're losing one of your best players.
Yeah.
But this could be it could be one of the smaller moves that'll lead them to being a contender again after losing a superstar. So, I mean, there's still moves, like, we're kind of early in the offseason, so there's still moves to be made for every team. But this one could definitely help them get back to the World Series and maybe win it. I don't know, but they need to find bats. Like, their offensive, like, production has fallen off with the loss of Soto. So, I don't know.
All right, Big Mike, you got anything else to talk about?
I don't really.
All right, that was BallBoys, episode 1. Hopefully the worst installment, but who knows? Maybe this is the peak. That would be really sad.
That'd be bad. We're just working out the kinks, hopefully.
We're just working out the kinks. I mean, if you thought we didn't give a fuck this time, you should have seen last week when we did the press report. It was a mess. But I know I had fun, Big Mike.
I did too.
If you guys want to talk any ball, follow me on Twitter, Victor Wimbyamama. You got your Twitter, Big Mike?
I don't know the exact.
I like to make jokes on Twitter, and then Mike likes to.
I complain about sports.
Yankees fans and Jets fans.
I complain about sports a lot, so I'm sorry.
I always see Mike. It always brightens my day to see you be like, "You guys are ridiculous." That's all you do. You go, grow up. It'll be like, fuck the Giants. You go, grow up.
Yeah, I'm pretty
good. Whoa,
stupid.
Okay, Mike, not pulling punches.
Yeah, it's just Michael Fioto1 on Twitter or X or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Whatever, dude. All right.
But yeah.
Anyway, guys, thank you to our cameramen Beck and Noah. Great production tonight.
Thank you to our 3 viewers that we're gonna have on this one.
Thank you for watching Jaden Fry and Michael Fioto's mother.
And my little brother.
And Michael's little brother.
Future guest on here.
Yeah, who we'll probably have here soon. I know he has bedtime.
Yeah. We'll get him on the weekend.
We'll get him on the
He plays Fortnite.
Yeah, he does play Fortnite.